comfortable sitting position, cross-legged, or in Virasana position when you're sitting on your heels, and adjusting something in your body, making few intuitive movements so that you can relax in the sitting position. It's very important in meditation that you are able to maintain a straight spine and still a relaxed posture. So if your spine is straight, that's great, but try not to make it rigid. So the pose is still quite relaxed. So relaxing the shoulders, and especially relaxing the jaw, and relaxing everything in your face. And we've spoken about resilience as a skill, and we use the breath in order to achieve this sense of calm and peaceful state that would allow us to deal with any circumstances in life. And why we need this space is that we are trying to be able to access a space of resources and calm and energy, because there are natural tendency in our mind. So we tend, as humans, we tend to react and focus on negative, while the positive things become kind of baseline. And that's also a very important thing to bear in mind when we deal with adverse circumstances, because we tend to continue thinking in our mind about the dangers, about the threats, and about bad experiences or painful experiences. And in order to be resilient, we have to have this opportunity first to recognize this tendency of our mind and then let it go and replace the thoughts about negative experiences with a kind of growth thoughts. And growth thoughts are optimistic thoughts. So, for example, even if you speak about the achievements, their kind of result-oriented thought is praising yourself for being strong and clever and intelligent, and saying that I have achieved that because I am an intelligent person. So it's a kind of result-oriented, it's a statement. A different growth mindset statement would be, I've done all my best and I have all the potential, and that's why I achieved this result. So this is the same applicable to, let's say, our meditation practice or dealing with difficult circumstances. It is this ability to say that I've done my best and I have all the potential to reach the result I want or I deserve. So we come back to this realization of our mind tendencies to focus on negative, and we replace it with a positive source of growth and potential and optimism. There is last element of, let's say, a very typical pattern of our thinking is that our mind very often wanders around. So it basically, a lot of time is spent by us by just daydreaming. And it says, according to the research, that more than 45% of the time we kind of lost in thoughts. So we don't really control what our thoughts are, they just pop out in our mind. And by practicing pranayama and breathing exercises, we try to change this tendency as well, to be able to focus on the centering thoughts, and that's why we practice also intention during our yoga meditation. So we try to make our mind more focused on the things that are really important in our life, that our mind loses to a certain extent this tendency to wander around things that are probably secondary in our life, or it's maybe just memories or hiccups of certain emotions that we experience during the day. So let us now move into our meditation and pranayama exercise, and I invite you to practice this attention to the thoughts that arise in your mind. So when you practice breathing exercises, and today it's going to be box breathing. So you remember the box breathing is an exercise when we inhale for, let's say, 4 counts, we hold the breath for 4 counts, we exhale for 4 counts, and we hold the breath for 4 counts. So if 4 counts are uncomfortable for you, you can stick to 3, as long as all 4 parts of your breathing are of the same length. So 4 counts up, holding 4 counts, 4 counts down, 4 counts hold. So we're gonna take a couple of breaths in and out, inhaling through the nose and exhaling through the mouth, letting go of something that your body doesn't need. Letting go of negative thoughts, closing the door, of your daily routines. And then we continue breathing through your nose, through our nose only, allowing our breath to come to its natural pace. So let your breath settle for a few rounds of your natural breathing. Trying to keep everything in your body relaxed, but at the same time alert. So straight spine, open chest. And now we are ready to move to our box breathing meditation. So we're gonna start inhaling for 4 counts, holding for 4, exhaling for 4, and holding on the exhale for 4. And I start counting for myself. You may count on your own or use a different count. And I start now. Inhale, 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 hold, 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 and exhale, 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 hold, 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 and in, 2, 3, 4, hold, 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 and exhale, 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 and hold, 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 and continue now counting on your own. I will leave you in the silence. And in this silence, I invite you, when you hold your breath, to notice what is happening in your mind. And if the thoughts arise, to let them pass by. And if you notice the space in between the thoughts, when there is no thoughts, just the silence, just feel this moment. The moment where one thought disappears, but the other thought has not appeared yet. We take another 2 rounds of box breathing. And then we release any control of your breath. And we return to our natural breathing, and we'll take this moment to formulate our intention for the practice, a positive statement in the present tense about the things that you want to manifest in your life. I'm strong, I'm resilient, I have all the resources I need. Then opening the eyes, very soft gaze, and shaking everything. We're gonna move now to our practice, and our practice, yoga practice, is also an opportunity to notice what kind of response you get. So we are, as a response to the different postures which may be new to you, so we're gonna start on our hands and knees, and we're gonna activate our spine by exhaling round in the back, and inhaling, bringing the chin up, dropping the spine, and we're gonna complete a couple of rounds like this using your own breath. So make it faster or slower as you prefer. Exhaling round in the back and inhaling up. And then we're gonna stop in the neutral position. Then we're gonna tuck our toes under. So our toes are tucked under. And we're gonna lift our knees just a few inches away from the floor. So your knees are off the ground. And then we're gonna move into a certain type of dynamic balance. So we're gonna lift the left hand just a few inches, then the right hand. And then we lift the right toes off the ground, and then the left toes. Yeah, so So far so good. So we're going to continue by lifting the opposite hand and foot. So left hand, right foot, few inches, and left foot, right hand. And we do this a couple of times. So this activates our shoulder girdle, all these little muscles that helps us to keep good posture, and it also helps us to develop this stillness in our mind, because you can't hold the balance if you're not concentrating on what you're doing. If you're thinking about your lunch, that will be over. And then we stop, so lowering our knees to the ground, and we're gonna step forward with our right foot, and we have a 90-degree angle between the right quadriceps and the right shin, and then we place our hands next to the right foot and we slide the back knee as far back as possible. So the 90-degree angle stays, and we're gonna start pulsing with our hips forward. So our hips are completely turned forward, we are not opening towards the side, and we do this little pulsing movements, feeling how your upper left thigh is feeling, where you feel maybe a little bit of stretch, and you can use your hands on the top of the right knee. So moving in the pulsing movements a couple of times, creating the ease there. And then we lower our hips towards the maximum, and then we start gently pressing the hands towards our right knee, so you can lift the chest, lift the sternum, and start bending backwards. So really the hips move down towards the ground, and our chest lifts up. And maybe if you have a good balance here, you can bring your head up and back, deepening the back bend. So continue leaning with your hands towards the right knee, and turning your face back if your neck does not complain, and otherwise keep it in neutral. And if your head is back, you can do a little face yoga exercise. So you bring your lower lip over the upper lip, where you feel the stretch on the front of your neck. So really enveloping this lower lip over the upper lip. And one more time. And then we're gonna place the hands next to our right hand and right foot, and we're gonna gently start stretching the right leg. So for those people with tight hamstrings, it may be a challenge. So keep your right knee a little bit bent. And then wherever you are, if you have a straight leg, fine. If bent knee is fine too. We're gonna inhale and lift the chest up, and then move our chest and belly towards the right leg. So eventually you can drop your head, relax your shoulders, and feeling the back of your spine. Your spine is long, so you are not necessarily rounding. So trying to lengthen forward rather than just rounding down. And take a few breaths here. Keep on breathing. Remember about this belly breathing. It's in fact a diaphragmatic breathing that brings relaxation and calm. And your body is actually working very hard, but you are quiet in your mind. And on the next inhale, we're going to rebend our right knee, and we're going to bring the right hand inside of the right leg. So both of our hands are outside of the front foot. And then we tuck our toes and make the distance even bigger. And we can stay here by bringing the chest forward, so you extend and feel a nice stretch inside of your right leg, right groin. And you can stay here, or you can slowly move your hands more towards the front, maybe getting a bit lower if your hip is not complaining, or going all the way on your elbows, maybe relaxing your head towards the ground, maybe holding your face into your hands. So choosing the option which is most appropriate for you. And the next inhale, we're gonna bring the hands back and we're gonna extend, bring this right leg behind. And for a moment, maybe we can stretch the right leg and the left leg before we move to the other side. So we bring the right foot forward and we slide this right, the back leg as far backwards as possible. And if you have some complaints because your knee, the right knee is a bit sensitive, place a blanket there, something soft, or maybe fold the mat double. And then we're gonna continue with our sequence on the left side. So loosening the hips by making few pulsing movements. And you can stay here if you feel quite nice stretch. We're going to move into our next stage, back bend, and this time we're going to do it with our arms clasped behind the back. So interlacing the fingers behind, connecting the shoulder blades, opening the chest. And here we're going to slowly start lifting the chest up and then relaxing towards the back bend. Once again, if your neck is comfortable, you can drop your head back, maybe doing face yoga. So lower lip wrapped on top of the upper lip. And continue sinking down with your hips. While your chest is lifted, you have a slight engagement in your abdominal area. And you relax in your hips, so you sink a bit deeper. One more breath, and exhaling, we release the arms, and we place the hands next to our left foot, and we're gonna go into extended pose when we straighten the left leg, and if it stays a bit bent because of your hamstrings, that's fine too. Inhaling, lifting the chest up and going down. So the stretch is, and the impact is on your spine. You elongate your spine as you go down, and you use your breath to deepen and relax in the pose. On the next inhale, we're gonna rebend the left knee, and then we're gonna place the left hand inside of the left foot. And both hands maybe on the fingertips if you cannot reach the floor easily, or otherwise your palms are planted. And then we maybe move this back leg even more back. And then we stay here, or as an option you can go all the way, if your hips allow you, all the way on your elbows. And then dropping your head or resting your head in your hands. So choose the variation which is appropriate. Deep breathing, don't hold your breath. And notice what is happening in your head. Are you starting judging whether you're doing good, whether you should be more flexible or not? Just let these thoughts be and disappear. Just focusing how your body feels, where you feel the impact. It's all bodily sensations. There is no specific emotions that need to be attached there. You're making your body stronger, more mobile, and that's what counts. On the next inhale, we're gonna place our hands on the ground, and we're gonna bring the left knee back, and then we're gonna stretch our legs. And from here, we're gonna turn on our back, and we're gonna finish up with the easy windshield wipers and brief twist. So we align on the ground, arms, shoulder width stretched towards the side, and our feet are hip width apart, and we allow our knees to drop towards the right and towards the left. Few rounds like this. And then for our twist, we're gonna allow our knees to stop while they are dropping towards the right side, and we turn our head to look over the left shoulder. And you don't need to make your knees reach the ground, so just allow them to be where they are. Maybe hanging in the air. Focusing on breathing deeply and opening the chest. And then we're gonna resume our windshield wipers. So moving the knees towards the left and towards the right. And next time our knees are towards the left side, we drop our knees towards the left, let them stay there, and then looking over our right shoulder. And then we bring on the inhale our knees up and towards the chest, maybe a few circles on our back, as always, massaging the spine, maybe shaking your legs. It can be really relaxing after a few hours of sitting to have this sort of inversion position to reverse the blood flow, so it's really very, very beneficial for normalizing the blood pressure. And we're gonna move into our Shavasana, so spreading the body on the ground, so your legs are slightly apart from each other, your arms are away from the body, so not touching with the sides of your torso, and the palms facing up, and we move our shoulder blades a bit closer to the center of the spine, so you have a nice opening in your chest. We're gonna take a couple of breaths, inhaling deeply and exhaling fully through the mouth. Maybe last time. And then we settle in our final relaxation. So letting go of any tension anywhere in your body, feeling your body heavy and relaxed. Dropping any control, any attention towards your breath. So let yourself just be. Enjoying being right at this moment. And taking last breath in our Shavasana, so making your breath maybe deeper and more noticeable. And then we start waking up our body by making small movements in our fingers and toes, and bringing legs together, arms over the head, stretching out, be flexing and pointing the toes. And in your own tempo, we're gonna roll to our right or left side. So take your time as always to become fully aware of your surroundings. And whenever you're ready, helping yourself back into sitting position. And then adjusting anything you need to adjust to be sitting straight and relaxed at the same time. And please close your eyes once again, maintaining this internal focus. And as always, we reaffirm our intentions this life by silently repeating our intention 3 times. So please take a moment to repeat your intention, making your mind very focused, very precise. And then we're gonna softly open our eyes, and this makes end of the day 8. So namaste, be well, and see you tomorrow.